do you look forward to the first day in pads?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the same thing since the beginning of time. Like since Pop Warner football, like you do the first few days without pads on, and it's always the first day with pads. Always gets there's like the butterflies are just a little bit more. The energy's just a little bit higher. So that doesn't change. It's the same thing it was back when I was 9 years old as it is 9 years in the league.
Have you seen anything different, or did you see anything different from teammates today as the pads came on? Competition-wise?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a little bit of that stuff picked up. You're picking up the intensity, especially up front. It'll be fun to watch the film because you're going against guys, you're trying to block guys without shoulder pads on and all that stuff. It's just very difficult. So it's different when you get pads on and guys are the intensity just picked up a little bit more. Guys will be different players, and that's why you play football with pads on. Is you can play 7-on-7, do all that stuff all you want, but until the pads get on, then it's real football.
I asked you, Coach, about your leadership, JSN, and in the end, he said he's glad that you're on his team. Just how much do you pay attention now, all these years, about your leadership, intentionality, and your practice, attention to detail?
Yeah, it's something I think as the years have gone on, the shift that happens just natural. I mean, you come in as a rookie and you are just trying to figure it out. You're trying to get through camp, being in a new city, and all the different things that come along with that. And you're trying to build yourself into being an impactful player for the organization. And as time's gone on, you kind of built this place like, hey, I don't want to just be an impactful player. I want to be an impactful person. And as you're in the building, how can you bring all the people along with you and go from, have that shift that goes from, being poured into by the vets and by the coaches and all these people, but also being able to share that back with a lot of players and coaches. I mean, the coaches here have been awesome about just allowing there to be dialogue that goes both ways between the players and coaches and challenging each other in the right ways. So it is something that is very important and something that Mike's done a great job of fostering here.
Still feel new having a Seahawks jersey on, or is it starting to get old hat? Or
starting to get not old hat, starting to get there though.
How do you feel like the chemistry is growing with Sam just after off season and now we've been training camp playing together?
Yeah, man, it's great. I mean, I think as many reps as you can get are huge, but it's even more than that. Just the conversations over and over again, talking football, watching film together, and being able to just discuss what's happening. I think that's just as important as the reps you get out here on the practice field, and those have been great. I mean, I think Sam and the experiences that he's had, and playing in this offense before, it goes a long way. Because I'm asking a lot of questions about what's worked for him, how has he seen this certain concepts come to life, and it's been really fun to be able to kind of bounce ideas off of each other.
Where are you at physically? How do you feel going into this season overall?
Yeah, I feel really good. Yeah, feel great. Really excited. It's been a lot of fun, and looking forward to just continuing this thing. It's first day in pads, but really excited about getting this thing rolling.
What did you learn about yourself last couple of years when you didn't have the opportunity you used to have?
Yeah, I think it really, it forced me to bring to life a lot of things that I've spoken about in terms of just the journey, enjoying what the journey is, and not being so reliant on it being the end result. And Scotty Scheffler had that great. I mean, he talked about this. If you've got to enjoy the journey, like the ends are going to take care of themselves, and those are very fleeting moments. And everyone is working and wants to go win it all. Everyone wants to go out on Sunday and play well and walk off that field with the win. But at the end of the day, in this game, you don't have control of that. You do everything you can to set yourself up for it, but you just don't have control of it. And so if you get lost in just all of your joy and fulfillment being found in that, it's just you're never going to find it. And so, for these last few years when things haven't gone my way, when there's been injuries or things just haven't worked out, I forced myself to say, well, it's not about that. It's about waking up in the morning and being excited about going out and doing whatever it is that day holds, and going after it and bringing a joy and a spirit to it that is positively impacting the people around me. And at the end of the day, when you take that mindset, you take that attitude, the fulfillment that you feel yourself, that's where I found a lot of my joy. And being able to say, I'm going to be that same person, regardless of what's happening in football. I'm going to be that same person when I go home to my kids, when I go home to my wife. I'm going to be the father that I need to be for them, and the husband that I need to be for my wife. And that's going to be ultimately more important.
What was it about that time that made you that self-realization? Was there a trigger or a experience?
No, I think it was, I talked about that a lot early in my career, and until that stuff is, laid out there for you, it's just, shoot, here you go. You got, it's happening now. You can either be about it or you can shut up. And, I was like, hey, this is it. These are the moments. These are the moments that, from the outside looking in, are not fun. But I get to go into it with a mindset like, I get to enjoy this journey. This is my life, and I am incredibly blessed to be surrounded by the people that I've been surrounded by at home and through football. The mentors that I've been around, the friends that I've have, the relationships that have been built over the years of just playing ball, and I'm very thankful for it, and I don't take that stuff for granted.
There was a lot made when you signed about you and Jackson, and then you each played in the slot a lot and stuff like that. Now that you're kind of seeing that come to life, are you, obviously it's working out that way, but is your role changing much at all in any of that in terms of where they're lining you up?
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously you guys know we're on the wing tee, so like multiple running backs back there. We're crossing all over the place, so Jackson's been doing some good stuff up there. When I get at fullback is when I really feel like I'm at my best.
Wing T. Is that spelled T-E?
We just go capital T when we talk about it. But no, yeah.
Saying you don't want to tell us what you're going to do. Thanks.
Yeah.
What did you do to earn that patch?
I was going to ask, actually. I was looking at this earlier, and I was like, I can't remember what we talked about at one point. Like this little blue thing here, I'm not sure what this little blue patch is. So I'm gonna go ask some questions, and I'll report back next time.
What are your early impressions of rookies like Tyron Broden and Troy Horton and Ricky White?
Yeah, those guys, man, they've been great. They've been really good. Great people. Just being able to be around them has been awesome. And man, really good football players. Montori as well. I mean, they've been doing some really good stuff, and it's been fun just seeing them go out there and compete. They're rookie, like I said. Every rookie year, you're just trying to figure it out. You get through into training camp and guys are swimming, but the intent and they all want to do it right. Everyone wants to do it right, and that's the important thing. And they're going to get there. And it's been fun to see them compete, though.
For you, like earlier in your career, what do you think you figured out in year two? Like, what were the biggest differences, maybe specific to your position? That
From 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was being able to play with your eyes up and going from the mindset of being like what do I have to what are we doing. I think that there's a change that happens. Like there's on paper this route that you have to run, but overall there's a scheme, there's a concept that's happening that we're trying to get done. There's an intent behind what we're trying to get done, and if everyone's on it, you can supercharge every play by putting yourselves in great positions, whether that's pre-snap with just your alignments, or it could be with your anticipation, or it could be post-snap with how you're reacting to things. And I think that's the biggest change that happens, is just that being able to supercharge plays by just being on the details, understanding the intent, and knowing where the lines are drawn between the line that's on the playbook and the line that's supposed to be done out in the play.
Is it possible to be able to see that big picture as a rookie, or is there just so much happening?
No, there is. And I think a lot of that comes down to the coaches and vets to be able to pull guys alongside and be able to, being able to put enough on guys' plates to continue to challenge them without slowing them down. The worst thing you can do is go out there and you start thinking so much that you just aren't able to play fast. But there's a lot of good football players, really smart football players on this team. And it's about that continually putting a little more on their plate and seeing how much can you digest and be able to understand to be able to go out there and continue to play fast. And I think we've got the guys that can do that.
For those rookies on their end, since you've been through this and you've experienced that, like what kind of advice would you give guys that are coming in as rookies right now, independent from what the coaches are doing, like how they can try to get to that point faster?
Yeah, I think a big part of it is trying to prevent scarring from happening. Like what happens, you go out there, you make a mistake, you're thinking about something, you're trying something, it doesn't work, you get yelled at for messing it up or lining up wrong, whatever it is. And you say, I'm never doing that again. And you get scarred from this moment. And, it's like just telling us, hey, this is all like fluid. Like you're going to make mistakes. These things are going to happen. but this is where it has to happen. It has to happen out here. Unfortunately, in training camp, it's going to happen in front of a bunch of fans and all this different stuff, all your emotions, all this different stuff is happening. But the practice field is where you got to feel safe to do this stuff and let it go. Like, don't worry about holding back at all in practice because you're scared of messing up. Let it go. Be open to being coached, and don't let it jade you from continuing to challenge yourself and do those things in the future.
There's so many new things going on with this offense, new coordinator, new coaches, new offense in general, new players. What are you looking for to gain confidence that you guys are heading in the right direction?
Yeah, I do think it's something that is going to build as training camp goes on. There's going to be a point when all the playbook's in, right? And there's going to be a point where it's all down, and you're like, hey, we've been doing this for a while now, and now plays are recycling. You're like, hey, I've seen this play before. I've done this. I've run this a couple times now against different looks, and it's like, hey, this is when things start to get real comfortable because now you're hearing plays in the huddle, and you're not thinking about where you're lining up. You're thinking about leaving the huddle saying, man, I hope we get cover 4 because I know exactly what I want to get done on this, and that's where you want to get to. And well, all these guys, we're going to get there. It's about continuing to challenge yourself, continuing to think that way and push yourself to try to get there as quick as possible. But we're going to get there very soon. And you've seen, there's glimpses of stuff that's really fun to see when we're watching the film because we got guys that want to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you guys,
man.